Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is your host, JC, Everyday Thoughts. Everyone gather around should be going today. Today's topic is mistakes men make when choosing a wife. This topic is being brought to you by R.C. Blakes. He made a comment on Facebook trying to get everybody's opinion about the subject. What are some mistakes that men make when trying to choose a wife? And my thing is, a lot of mistakes that I see within men is that they just look for the physical. And as a man, when you're looking for a wife, you cannot just look at the physical. You have to be emotionally attached to her, spiritually attached to her. You got to be equally aligned with her. You have to be equally yoked to whoever you're trying to choose. And you have to have a positive mindset. You have to make sure that you're getting treatment as far as therapy for any past relationship that didn't go right, and you want to keep blaming the woman for the relationship not progressing. I say as far as just spiritually wise, how is your faith looking like? Are you praying to God, Jesus, each and every day? Are you part of a small ministry? Are you praying with other Christians? Or if you're Muslim, are you praying with the same kind of faith and group? Also, too, your mindset has to be 100% too, because you can't expect to have a wife and you're not doing necessarily work on yourself. Like, you're not doing the self-improvement on yourself, getting your body right, making sure that you get your haircut, make sure you get your life in order. Because you may find a woman and she may have all that, and you're not going to feel like you can measure up to her. So you don't want to feel like that. So you always want to make sure that you're doing necessarily work on yourself. Keep trying to do the self-improvement day in and day out, and keep trying to work on yourself. And also too, as men, the reason why you're not finding a wife too is because of that mentality. You're not out there approaching a woman. You don't approach enough women. When you don't go out there and approach enough women, this is what happens. I mean, you're gonna be on the sideline. You always have a negative mindset, like, oh, woman, she want a man with money, or she just want a man with a car, or she want a man with status. That might be true, but a lot of women, they dated men without money, they dated men without a car or really high obtained job or profession. But that doesn't give you an excuse not to go out there and approach. And also too, as a man, you should try to work yourself to be established first before you go out there trying to date anybody. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I don't mean you have to have like a 800 credit score, but you do have to have some stuff, goals in line. You do have to start, focusing on your vision, your hopes and your dreams. It cannot just be lip service, like, oh, I'm just going to talk, like, oh, I'm going to be a CEO. You have to own your truth, own what you're all about. And a lot of times, men, we're not all about that. We're all about the talk. We want the glamorous, you want the fame, you want the result, but you want to put that work in. And my thing is, me personally, before I met my wife, I had to put the work in and day out. I had to keep reading my Bible, I had to keep being disciplined, I had to keep going to pray, going to Jesus, had to keep going to church, had to keep tithing. I had to keep a positive mindset because I've been rejected a lot. And I just have to say, hey, it's okay, because I know God has something for me. And guess what? I met my wife, May 2019. We already have a daughter. And like I said, we're going on 2 years of marriage, so it's going to work out. But you have to stay patient and stay the course. And it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work yourself out today or tomorrow if you're not putting the work in. You don't go out there and approach. You're not out there. You don't have enough confidence to go out there and approach. I mean, that's the key thing. Because I met my wife at Waffle House. So if I seen her, I didn't go over there and try to approach her. Then guess what? I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, I'll be here, but I wouldn't be with her, and definitely I wouldn't have a daughter now. So the rewards outrisk the risk. So you do have to go out there and be bold enough and go out there and approach. You might be introvert, you may have a whole bunch of things going on in your mind, like, oh, she don't want me, she don't like me. But you never know unless you take that first step, and you have to take rejection, either positive or negative. At least you know, hey, I was man enough to go over there and approach her. I was man enough to get rejected. I was man enough to get accepted. And you have to make sure that you're open and willing to be rejected, to be turned down, and it's all a learning experience. I mean, not every situation is supposed to go the distance. I mean, everybody's in your life for a reason. And for me personally, I've been rejected a lot, and I had to go through the lumps. I had to go through uh, getting knocked down, but I had to get back up and had to keep approaching, had to keep doing my craft. And that's the thing what you're gonna have to do as a man. You're gonna have to stay focused, stay committed, stay positive energy, positive vibe, and you just have to go for it. I mean, talking like women, they just want men with money. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't want that. It's always good, but they into the characteristics, how humble you are, how giving you are, how you like to give back, how you like to affect other people, and what's your purpose, what's your calling. Like, that's the thing that you have to realize too. You know, you may not find a woman on your current level. You may need to go up, boss up, and try to be a CEO somewhere. You may find someone there. So it's always about doing self-improvement each and every day, put the work in each and every day. And like I said, mistakes too. Like I said, don't just look at the physical, evaluate the mental, spiritually, emotionally space as well too. Because you got to remember, you are the CEO of your life. You know, and you keep negotiating from the waist down. Something like I talk about in the Gentleman Code. Men must negotiate from the waist up. When you negotiate from the waist up, you can find more quality women. And my thing is, my issue was that there's too many quality women out here that got the stuff together, that's out there grinding each and every day. My issue is that, okay, you have that, you have a good body, but are we compatible? That's what it's all about. Are we compatible? Do I see you in a long-term future? Is it more than just a physical aspect? Can I mentally be there for you? Can I pray over you? Are we walking the same path? Are we evenly yoked? That's what a Christian man does. He's not just looking at, oh, she's physical, because I can be physically attracted to numbers of women, but that doesn't mean that's my soulmate. That's not the woman that God called me to be with. And that's the thing that a lot of men have to realize as well too, is that just because she may not be your physical type, doesn't mean she's not a good woman or y'all may not be compatible. I mean, there's more stuff there's more stuff to look for within a woman than just her physical body. If you're just looking for a physical body, then you're not really looking for a wife. You're just looking for someone to have sex with, and that's not what you want to do. I mean, I'm not saying sex is not important, but you need to look for more. You know, caregiver, like I said, she giving back, she tithing. Where's her mental state? Is she the type of person that go getter, like to get her own money, or does she like to ask people for money, favors? Also too, like, I'm a non-drinker, so me personally, I would look for somebody who wasn't really drinking so much, wasn't in a club each and every week, you know. But, you know, everybody's core values is different. Like I always talk about, your core values have to be first and foremost. You have to have a standard for your own definition before you can go out there and try to meet a woman. Like, my core values was family, was God, family, faith, and then commitment and giving back. That's one thing I was looking for, and I found that in my wife. She's really generable towards her family members. She's really into the church. Loves to give back. She loves to go out there and tithe. She likes to cook. She likes to clean. She likes to do everything necessary just to make sure the household being ran thoroughly. And she has a daughter, and she's a great mother to her child, so I was really looking forward to that as well too. But yeah, though, like I said, everything clicked for us, and it's all about compatibility, because I could have been with a whole bunch of women, but it's not. If I'm not compatible with you, or I just see you as a sexual object, and I don't feel we can connect beyond just the physical, then I'm not gonna waste my time, your time. That's not, and like I say in the Gentleman Code, a gentleman is not gonna waste his time. Like, just because I may be physically attracted to you, if I don't feel we're connecting all levels, then I need to let you go and have someone else find you, because I'm not the one for you. So you have to be very cautious when you date too. You know, does he drink, does she smoke, what kind of friend does she be around? You know, just be conscious of that. You know, how does she manage her finances? Everything is something you have to conduct yourself as a man. You can't just go into, oh, okay, she has nice thighs, nice ribs. I'm like, that's great, but her mentality, if you want children, guess what? Yeah, she may not want children. That might be a deal breaker for you. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, you may you may not want children, she may want children. That's a deal breaker. So it's all about having compatible core values, similar core values, compatibility, and just try to be there for one another through thick and thin. You know, if you're not the type of person that's gonna love this woman until death do y'all part, then you're wasting her time, you're wasting your time. So it's not a good match. But you gotta put yourself out there. I don't know, as far as dating apps, do that, go in person, go to different events, get socialized. You know, a lot of men talking about they can't find a woman, but they in the bed playing Xbox or playing PS5 all day. Like, you can't do that. You can't you're not gonna meet a wife doing all that. I mean, you gotta get out there, go to different events, go to different sessions, and just find and meet women. And that's the only way really you're gonna be able to find a wife, is if you're able to go out of your comfort zone, go to different events, and you know, go out there and talk. Don't just see a woman pass you by and you're like, oh damn, she look fine, but I don't want to talk to her. You got to go over there, approach her. You got to initiate a conversation. Because 9 times out of 10, women are not going to approach you. And that's not what I recommend women approaching men. So as a man, you've got to approach. You got to approach. You got to get out your head. Stop sabotaging yourself and go out there and approach. You never know what may or may not happen. Just go out there and swing for the fences. It's either you gonna make a home run or you gonna strike out. That's how it is. But yeah, though, that's all I have to say. Make sure you check out my new book. It's in Amazon right now. It's called A Gentleman Code. And basically what that is just, you know, teaching men, you know, how to be chivalrous, and teaching women, you know, the red flags to look for in men, what to date, what not to date. And so it's a really good book. I think you should really buy it. And till next time, I'm out. JC, Everyday Thoughts.